number 3 is very exciting. And today we are going to talk about how to turn all that social media posting, all of that we're doing, into actual people in your database, and how to engage your database with your social media, really how to connect the two, okay? So I'm going to share my screen here. All right. So I'm not going to open this up fully to a presentation. I will send this out to our Google Drive. Once we're finished with the presentation, I'll also add resources in that Google Drive. And for anyone that needs to catch up or rewatch any of the videos, they are available on our YouTube page. That's at Realty Executives Regional on YouTube. So first things first, I want to talk about the first 2 sessions and play a little catch up there. So in the first 2 sessions, we talked about the different types of apps that we should be using as realtors. We talked about long form and short form video marketing, and that marketing really can be anything as long as it's important to you. So one of the videos I want to show you, and the reason I have my screen share here, is I'm going to head over to Instagram, because one of the people that's been joining us, part of the Cronin Real Estate Group, her name is Chantel. And Chantel was inspired by what we've been talking about, short form video and stuff like that. And really thought, you know what, I'm going to take a break from posting the hard set real estate content, so that open houses, buy, sell, all that stuff. And I'm going to start talking about my community and what's going on in the community. And so Chantel posted this video, and she just put the text at the front that says, I went to the new Costco Business Center in Mississauga, so you don't have to.
I saw that video.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I saw that video. That's hilarious.
So my friends have been asking me about work, and I've been telling them about these social media power hours. And I said, oh yeah, you know, my cousin Chantel, she did this video, and they were like, oh my God, I saw it. So this video that she did, she just walks right through the new Costco Business Center and takes video while she's there and does a voiceover after. In the caption, she says, we've all been wondering what to expect at the new Costco Business Center, so I went to find out for all of us. They had almost everything you've come to expect at a regular Costco, from fruit and veggies to meats and dairy and everything in between. This Costco is definitely not just for the restaurant industry, but is still a great shop for shopping for your household groceries. If you have any questions about anything I didn't feature in this video, please don't hesitate to ask. And then she put the address. The amount of comments and shares, I could just keep scrolling all day. And the reason this was so interesting to people is because, as we talked about, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they look at your video, they look at your caption, they understand, okay, this is based in Mississauga, this is for the people of Mississauga. And if it's an interesting video like this, that she's sharing something maybe people don't know, Instagram will then blast that out to, exactly, no paid advertising, nothing like that, just understanding the algorithm, which is what we talked about in session 2. So I wanted to show this. Her and I had a really good chat. At first we were talking about, oh my gosh, it has, you know, like 500 shares and stuff like that. I wish it would show me on here how many it has. I can probably bring it up on my phone, but last time I checked, I almost fell off my chair. It has 10,300 shares.
Nothing to do with real estate. Maybe.
Nothing to do with real estate, just someone that's going out in her community, holding up her phone and taking videos, and then taking the however few minutes she took to do a voiceover on Instagram. And from that, she has gained, because I took a screenshot of it first, she was at 1249, 1,249 followers, and now she's at, sorry, 1,415. So she's increased it by almost, I would say, almost 200. Just in one post. That is outside of the regular real estate content that everyone is throwing out there.
Is that
Another
Nasir's
thing.
voice I hear?
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
he's here. Another thing to note is there's no professional lighting, there's no third-party app, there's nothing like that. She just opened her camera app, took a video, put it into Instagram, did a voiceover, and this is the type of engagement she's gotten. So I wanted to share that. I also wanted to bring up another example of one of our agents within the Realty Executives Plus office, Matthew Tonello. So Matthew, just 4 days ago, really started to do these local business spotlights and collaborations. So this month he's highlighting the Sarah Sweet Shops. We talked about it. He's going to be doing this once a month. He's going to be once a month promoting a local business and talking about how it's founded, collaborating with them. So you can see up here, it's Tonello Homes and Sarah Sweet Shop. So that means that her Instagram, this post goes to her Instagram and her followers now see Matthew's page. Exactly. So you're really collaborating with local businesses, you're growing your sphere with other people's businesses, and really just working with other businesses can also just get you clients from that business. Maybe the business owner's looking to buy or sell, you never know. But you're putting yourself first as a community expert, secondly as a realtor. So those are a couple examples I wanted to share. Does anyone want to share maybe something that they've learned over the past 2 sessions, or something that they've started doing? I know Herb kind of took it one step further and started advertising those short form videos that we were talking about. Does anyone want to share anything before we get into session 3? No? Okay. So when we're talking about turning your marketing into your database and connecting your database to your marketing, everything I'm going to talk about, none of this is going to work without consistency. We're now getting into the part of follow-up. We're getting into the part of sharing free tools and follow-up calls and everything like that. So this is really where the consistency comes in. And I know we talk about with social media, you should have a starting goal of posting 3 times a week. When we now, at the end of this, when we're talking about follow-up, we're talking about booking appointments, everything like that. Understand that when a lead comes into your website or comes into your social media, you really need to have, time is of the essence with that. You're talking like 5 to 15 minutes is your window of opportunity to catch them while they're still there. So I just wanted to start off with that. So connecting. We talk about all this social media, but you also have this gold mine of your database. And if you're just growing your database, maybe that gold mine is, 10 people and they're your family members, but it doesn't matter. You need to connect your database to your social media. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, do they know how to find you? It's great to put out educational content, but if your database, the people who know you for real estate, don't follow you across all of your platforms, it's kind of like having an empty classroom or having a full classroom with no teacher. So they're either you're teaching and you're not speaking to anybody, or they're all waiting in your database, but all your educational content's on your social media. It's not going through your email, through your text, everything like that. So the best way to start integrating the two is ensuring that your handles, the names on your social medias, are all the same and they are how they know you. So if you, for example, my socials are all Michelle Gilmore Real Estate. It's on my business card, it's everywhere. But if all of a sudden my YouTube channel is like, yeah, Realtor Michelle or Gilmore Real Estate, which anyone that knows my family knows that's something totally different. So, but if the point is, if I'm using a different name, that's not going to come up in a search. That's not going to come up when they look up my name. So you really want to make sure that your handles, the names across all your socials are the same. It is very important. Part of adding a new contact. Everyone talks about, you know, adding to your database, but part of adding to your database when you're adding a new person, part of that should be looking them up on socials. So you add their name into your database, you add their phone number, you add their email. Last step, search them on the social media that you use. Are you active on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram? Whatever you use to put out your educational content, try and find them on that app and give them a follow. The worst they're going to do is not accept it if they're private. And the best thing is they follow you back and your content starts showing up on their feed. The last thing, as I had mentioned previously, is marketing your handle on your business card, your email signature, your signs, flyers, any other marketing you do. And the caveat to that is please don't market anything that you don't actually use. I don't want to see someone's Facebook page being marketed and then I go to their Facebook page and they haven't posted since 2021, because that gives off that you're not actually active, and that is not the image we want to portray. So if you're just starting your social media journey, or you were doing it and now you're getting back to it, give it a few posts, then blast out and add this handle to all your marketing. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? Okay. The second thing is ask them to follow you straight out. Just ask them. The worst they can say is no. The likely result is if you ask them in a blast email or a blast text message, they're likely not going to say anything and you can just move on with your day. So here's a template that I created. Hey, whatever the name is, I started my own real estate pages where I share all my latest listings, market updates, and local real estate tips. My hope is to relate all the content to everyone, no matter where they are in their real estate journey. I'd love for you to follow along. You can find me here. So the reason I word it like this is because, as we talked about last week, 1 to 5% of the people that follow you on socials are actually interested in a real estate transaction today. You need to also post, as Chantel did, as Matthew does, for that 95 to 99% that's not interested in real estate. And this type of message portrays that your social media posting is for everybody. So they don't have to follow you, only if they're interested in buying and selling. Lastly is do not rely on scrolling. You and I, use social media to grow our business, market listings, and connect with new audiences. But not everyone is everywhere like we are. Don't rely on the fact that everyone will have social media, especially not that they'll have every single one. So utilize what you have for your database, email, text. Go through your database. If you know that they're not following you or they're not interacting with your content already, try and search them. You never know who has a Facebook page here or Instagram here, or who's starting to dabble in TikTok. And what you want to do is share the information. So maybe it's a link to a public YouTube video you've done, or maybe it's just the graphic from your Instagram post. But if you only truly have their email and their text, send what you have with that in that form. So in an email or in a text message. You can do that one-on-one. You can do that through Lofty for those on the call that have Lofty. That is our upgraded CRM that has mass text, mass email, And this way, you can still get that content that you worked so hard for and you've done so well with. You're now cross-pollinating it with everybody, even if they don't have social media. The other thing I wanted to add to this is when you're sending it via text message or email, the best thing to do is add a shorter version of your caption to the body of the message to spark the same conversation. So maybe in the caption, for example, the video I did for Julia's unit, at the end of the video, I asked, what is your favorite part of the unit? So that would be something I would still add to the body of the message if I'm sending it via email or text message. Does anyone have any questions before we get on to capturing the people from social media to get to your database? Awesome. This part is pretty easy. There's always the first step of creating your business social medias, but I did want to kind of harp on it a little bit because it's so easy to forget the basics, right? Capturing. So how to connect your social media followers to your database. The best thing to remember is if you don't call, there is no action. They are not going to come to you. Just like you sit at your office, people are knocking on your door saying, hi, I'm ready to list my home. So you have to capture them in some way. Has anyone, and everyone should be raising their hand, has anyone seen posts that say, DM me or leave a comment and I'll share with you my free guide or my free service, anything like that? Yeah, Nancy. Oh, are you raising your hand?
Yeah. I'm following instructions.
Thank you. I love that. Yes. Yes, thank you for raising your hand. But yes, exactly. So we've all seen it, right? So that's the first thing I'm going to talk about is creating that free item or free service. So this is asking followers to comment a word to receive a direct message from you is the first, like it's the number one thing people do. This is an example. So you can see here, this part that I've highlighted is something I, honest to God, just pulled from ChatGPT. I asked it, create a call to action for my followers to DM me to receive a free item or service. So it says, want to dive deeper? I'll put together something special, a free guide, checklist, resource to help you solve a problem or reach a goal. So that's what you're trying to do. So I've put together something special, a free guide to get your home market ready. So that would be an example. Send me a quick DM with the word keyword and I'll send it right over. So that keyword can be, keyword can be home, ready, free, whatever you want it to be. Definitely relate it back to whatever you're trying to say, but you can either ask them to send a quick DM, comment that word, anything like that. And you can actually create instant messages within the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok apps. So on Instagram, I've actually created a message that is, if someone that I don't follow messages me, they get a quick message from me saying, hey, thanks so much. I'm just away from my phone right now, but I'll check in soon. So you can create it as someone that, exactly, those auto replies that if they comment a word, they get that auto message right away. The second thing is landing pages. So when we're talking about landing pages, this is an external link that consumers will click on or that you share with them to capture their information based on a specific thing. So with the free item or service, you can send it directly to them, but what you're missing is capturing that email, right? Sometimes people will say, hey, instead of me DMing it to you, it's a pretty large file, so let me just grab your email and I'll send it to you. But the other way to do this is to create a landing page. And almost all websites have this free of charge. creating landing pages within your real estate website. So a way to market a landing page would be, I'm hosting a workshop, event, or webinar. As we all know, Gautam Kapoor, great person that does Zoom webinars, first-time homebuyer webinars. I do wish he was here to talk about his landing pages, but maybe I'll get his advice and put it in the email. So I'm hosting whatever you're hosting, all about whatever topic it is. So I'm hosting a webinar talking about navigating today's real estate market. And then I would go a step further and put your actual location. You want to talk about your niche market. You'll walk away with, and then whatever the key benefits are. Spots are limited. Click the link in bio to register now and save your seat. So I am going to hop over to Lofty. The majority of people on this call have Lofty. Anyone that has their own real estate website, yours is going to look different, but it applies the same. You're creating a landing page to grab people's information and send them an email. So in Lofty, I go to marketing, I scroll down to tools, and I see landing pages. This landing page is called lead generation. So if I click here to view more, you can see adding new landing page. There's tons of options. I am working on the buyer guide download and the seller guide to make it a little less American. There's just some things in there that I want to change. So I'm working with Lofty to change that up. But I would highly recommend using the lead registration form. So I've already created one. I can go in and I can actually, and remember, this is my agent account. So this is available to all agents that have Lofty. You can go in and edit all of this. You can call it whatever you want. You can add what information you want to grab from them. Write the thank you message, change the style. Here I can change whatever free guide download. Add info here to access free guide. And then in the form settings, I would change the thank you message to, thank you so much. Please look out for my email, michellegilmore@realtyexecutives.com I'll be sharing the guide with you. And that's all you need to do. And then it'll come into Lofty. I tried this out this morning with my own email. And as the agent, I got a text and an email immediately from Lofty telling me I have a new buyer lead under the whatever tag I used for this one. And then I know, okay, this person has come in through my website, specifically on my free guide download page. I'm going to send them an email, all the information introducing myself, plus the free guide that I've made. And don't worry, I will be showing you how to make that guide after we talk about capturing leads. So that is a quick Lofty breakdown. Please understand, I am available to teach one-on-one about Lofty. I'm happy to learn about other websites that have landing pages if you need help. So I know when I talk about Lofty, it can be a lot because it is a new system, but understand you can call me anytime. We can go over landing pages, whatever you guys need. The third way to do capturing is to book an appointment. So use an app like Calendly, or the Google Calendar also offers a external link for people to click on to add appointments to your calendar. So you can send a text message, email, or post it on your socials. Thinking about your next move in real estate? Let's chat. I'm offering a free, no obligation introduction call or Zoom meeting, a quick, easy way to ask questions, explore your options, and get some clarity on your goals. Click the link in bio to book your spot, or you could circle back to comment this word, and I can send you the Calendly link, whatever it is, right? So The call to action can be whatever you want it to be, but understand if you don't call, there will be no action. Does anyone have any questions about those three things or something they wanted to add that's been working for them maybe? Okay, no problem. So now we're going to talk about creating that free download. A lot of these things will look similar to you: Canva, Lofty, Prime Agent. And then, as we talked about in AI sessions previously, Gemini and ChatGPT. So we'll start with Prime Agent because I know everybody has Prime Agent. It's probably the one we're most used to. So I'm going to hop over to Prime Agent here. And what you're going to see is I've already gone into my marketing tab. I've gone into my marketing library. And I have opened up listing and prospecting materials. Okay. So in here, you'll see listing flyers, postcards, benefits with working with a realtor. But what you're also going to see is the listing and buyer presentations. The reason I bring this up is because within the buyer presentations and the listing presentations, you have pages that you can use to create your own guide. So we'll open up. You'll also see the difference between the US and CAN, so Canadian buyer presentation. That's the one you're going to want to use. There's just a little bit of differences between the two. Click here to access the Canva template. So you'll see that this template was created by Alicia. And for anyone that's been in our marketing or Canva presentations before, this will look familiar to you. So you're going to view template and you're going to open it up. So here you're going to have an area for you to choose how you want your buyer presentation to look. I think there's probably there's way more than 4. There's 10 different title pages for you to choose from, and then it goes into the content. But what I do want you to look at is page number 19 is working with a professional. So my services. So this is a great breakdown of the process of purchasing a home. You also have page 21, pre-purchase activities. Page 27, finding your perfect property. Maybe this free download that you have is a buyer's guide specifically for Oakville, and you want to talk about all the different things that Oakville provides, whatever it may be. So the reason I bring this up is not because I want you to share an entire buyer presentation with them, but I don't want you guys to have to start from scratch. So this is a great way to get some information and create your own buyer presentation, your buyer guide. So that all opens up in Canva. Canva is a free tool. We have a whole tutorial about Canva on our YouTube page. And again, I'm more than happy to do one-on-one walkthroughs for anyone that needs extra help. So again, that's the listing and prospecting materials in the marketing library of Prime Agent. So that's one way to make the guide, is to take those already created tools for you. The next one I want to talk about is Lofty. So in Lofty, we have our landing pages, but we also have our design center. So the design center has business cards, letters, social media, flyers, all these different things that you can use. Now, maybe you just want your buyer's guide or your seller's marketing tips to be one page. You don't want to give out too much value. You want them to come back for more. So this would be a great option if you're using Lofty to capture those leads. Well, you can create a full letter style guide. All you go in and do is edit like you would normally do in Canva, and you can save it. And then whatever people come into your database from those landing pages that you're using, or those text messages that you're doing, then you can send them this directly. It'll already be in your design center. A step further is you can set up email automations. All of that, I would suggest, if you're going to do that, call me and we'll go through a whole walkthrough of how to set up targeted email automations so you can send these guides directly through Lofty. But this is another way you can do that follow-up with those free tools, creating them directly in Lofty. You may be asking, great, I can create these things, but what am I supposed to say? So if you're not going to use the Prime Agent stuff, highly recommend ChatGPT. Throw in whatever you're trying to do. So create a buyer guide template for first-time home buyers in, great if I spelled my own city right. So it will create a template for you. What it's not going to do is create the actual graphic. It's just going to tell you what to say. So this will be your first step. Very slow today. So while that's loading, we'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. There we go. So now you have your page 1, page 2, all of this. And you can always ask ChatGPT to make it longer, make it full sentences, whatever you want to do. So now you are going to head back over to Canva. Under templates here, you'll see all these different things, presentations, Instagram. Honestly, they have so much. So we're going to do real estate, do real estate newsletter, do real estate guide. Let's do real estate guide. There you go. So you can actually utilize these guide templates right in Canva. Just watch out for the little crown. That means it's paid for. But there's tons that aren't. You can make it a presentation. You can make it letter format. You can make it that one-page guide. Whatever you're trying to do, there's definitely a template for it. So go back over to ChatGPT, check out what it's recommending you say. So number 3, the buying process step by step, what to look for in your first home, what living in Oakville offers. Let's get you home. That's a great one with my contact information there. Bonus section ideas. So first time homebuyer checklist. And you can always ask it to, add in that first time homebuyer checklist, whatever you want, right? So you would take that information, head over to Canva and start creating. You can create your own. You can create based on one of these templates. You can copy and paste. Please understand that ChatGPT is only 80% correct.
You have to really
Yeah. 20% of the time it is incorrect, or the dead giveaway is this dash here. For whatever reason, you can see how many times it's used. If you are not deleting this when you're using ChatGPT, 100% people will know. So yes, I use ChatGPT a lot. I always delete my dashes. Yes, and edit anything that you feel is either irrelevant or could be said better, maybe in a more human way, more real estate way, maybe, right? Because ChatGPT is not a realtor. It is a computer. So we're over in Canva, we're working on our guide. That's great. So you can always download that, have that ready to share via email, text, anything like that. The other thing I wanted to go back to insofar as a free download is one of the things we talked about during one of our midweek mastery sessions was Gemini AI. Gemini is the AI tool behind Google. So they actually have things that you can download. And with ChatGPT, they do have some things you can download, but at the start of all these sessions, as a reminder, I did say I wasn't going to share anything that needed your credit card or anything like that. All the tools I give you are free. So this is something that I created in Gemini. And I said using Disney style animation, because I am a Disney adult, create a storybook for the first time home buyers explaining why the Bank of Canada policy rate cut to, this was back when it was 2.5%, is beneficial for them. Make it easy to understand. So in Gemini, I can play this and it reads out the storybook, and that's great. But what I can also do is I can go to print this, download it as a PDF, and I can share this as my free download. And it's a little bit more unique than a free home buyer guide or something like that. So use your imagination. I can guarantee you people are more interested in your imagination and the creative way you can say this information than the 50 other realtors that are all doing the same thing, right? But that being said, if you're not doing any call to action, you're not doing any free download, any free resources like that, now is a great time to start.
This is more like, doesn't feel like marketing at all.
Yeah.
Almost like a story.
Yeah, this is a story. And I know for me, the first time home buying process, it was a lot. But I give my dad a lot of credit. He was our realtor, and I was getting real emotional about the whole process, and it's a lot. So taking into consideration what somebody might be going through is a great way to get the creative juices flowing. Figure out what is the best way you would want to receive this information. Is it in a guide? Are you an Audible learner? Do you need a podcast or a video to understand? Do you need someone talking you through it? So that is some of the ways you can create those free guides. Before I close out this and move on, does anyone want me to go back, re-show something? Maybe there's something you've been thinking about that I haven't touched on as a free tool or free resource. Okay, so I'm going to get out of all this, head back to my presentation here. Now, how do you keep the conversation going? Would anyone like to answer this question? You have now taken your follower from social media, you've put them into your database, you've given them a free download, they receive it. What is next?
Follow up after a few hours, maybe a day or so.
Follow up after a few hours, 1 or 2 days, right?
That, so you're not home buying.
Great. How do you follow up?
Depends how you initially, if they were texting you or messenger, this.
Very good. Depends on how they were talking to you. Yes, Nancy.
And ask open-ended questions, like questions that require an answer.
Yes, very good point.
Oh,
Yeah. So leaving it with the, oh, call me if you have any questions, or yeah, if they are not someone you're already interacting with, that is not going to help you. You need to be asking those, as Nancy said, open-ended questions. The other thing I wanted to touch on, just because we were talking about Prime Agent, we were talking about Lofty, is the fact that these CRMs have those automated email campaigns. So they have automated services that when you have a lead into your system, all you got to do is take the 5 minutes, add them to a smart plan or an email campaign, depending on what CRM you're using, and they will automatically start getting emails from you If there's someone that's gotten the free download, you've called them, you've texted them, they're not responding, but they haven't blocked you, the next step is that email campaign. So that is what I wanted to touch on. We also have the monthly e-newsletters in Prime Agent. They went out, I'd say not that long ago. And they are a good reminder of, I get them all the time and I'm like, oh yeah, this is, a good blog article, or, oh, this person is, active. They may not have any listings, but they are sending me emails and stuff. So always thinking about how can your CRMs help you in that automation platform, those emails, those text messages. Lofty does have those mass text messaging campaigns. So I'm currently doing one with Lofty. If you do have any questions again about Lofty, please just call me anytime, text me, and I'm happy to book a one-on-one, either Zoom or in person, and go through whatever it is that you need for your business. I know that, like I said, it can be a lot. And even these social media power hours can be a lot. It's a lot of information I'm throwing at you guys. So I do hope that was helpful. We talked about connecting, reminding you how to connect your database, how to make sure that they see what you're posting, and understanding that not everyone's on social media, capturing them, how to get those people to give you their emails, give you their phone numbers, how to put them into your database so it's not just social media. And how to create free downloads. I highly recommend checking out all of these, but if you're someone that is maybe new to Canva, new to ChatGPT, anything like that, I highly recommend starting with Prime Agent. It has those buyer guides available to you, and that's a really good place to start. Canva also has guide templates. Do understand Canva is not a real estate-based platform, it's a marketing-based platform. So it's best if you have your own information generated by yourself, ChatGPT, or maybe Gemini. And then within Lofty, for those that have it, they have those, that design center that has all of those editable graphics that you can then send via email and text right within Lofty. Yes, Nancy.
Okay. Forgive me because you know how tech savvy I am. So if this sounds like a really dumb question, don't laugh. My kind of goal in advertising, I mean, I know like you're doing, real estate in Oakville, right?
Yeah.
But I want to advertise in the GTA real estate here, which I think makes it a little more complicated. No? Because I don't sell down there.
I would say no, because depending on the avenue you want to market. So by that, I mean, are you using Facebook, Instagram, email, whatever it is? One of the most important things is keywords. So making a list of the most common words and phrases that relate back to people from the GTA buying up north. Is it retirement? Is it cottage country? What are the keywords that you find in your everyday vocabulary? Making a list of those, that's the best place to start. And then you and I can sit down, or I recommend using ChatGPT if you want, to put those words in there and tell it exactly that. Say, I am a realtor who lives here, but I'm marketing here for people that are moving to where I am. These are the keywords I want to add. What kind of marketing should I be doing?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, it does. I mean, I know what meta tags are like from my Google page. Can you believe I actually know that?
I know.
I'm proud of myself just knowing what a meta tag is. Anyway, so that is something I'd like to have a conversation about because I need to project my advertising 3 hours away.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll make it work.
And like everybody here, like sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But the people, like the demographic here is, I think it's something ridiculous, like 65% of the population is over 65. So a lot of them aren't going to be following any of this. So my target is definitely people down south.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, that is the best place to start, because going back to, I think Scott's talked about this, I've definitely talked about this. We're in an era now where you want to be using AI to talk to AI. So what is behind Instagram, behind Facebook, behind TikTok that is making sure that the people that relate the most to the content are seeing it is all that artificial intelligence behind the algorithm. So that AI is really no different than ChatGPT or Gemini. It's all based around the same idea. So if you're getting your information, if you're asking ChatGPT to do a certain thing, best believe the AI behind all the apps enjoys that. They want to collaborate with other AI-based information. So I would highly recommend starting with the keywords. As we talked about, is it retirement? Is it cottage, whatever the keywords are in your vocabulary for what you want to do, what you're trying to market, throw that into ChatGPT, explain to it what you're trying to do, and see what it says. And you and I can go from there.
Great. Fair. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other comments, questions? Okay. Well, I feel like we had another great session. We're halfway done, guys. Isn't that crazy? Everyone's brains are still intact. That's good.
No,
they're not. Okay,
no,
sorry.
no, no. I zoned out a while ago.
We need to read.
I actually
Brains
have
all over the world.
I have something to say when you stop the recording. Something really exciting. It's an announcement. Well, not really. No, nobody's going to really care, but
I'll care. Okay. Well, let me just finish up this and then I'll stop. If we don't have any other questions or comments, anything like that, I will be sharing this recording on our YouTube page. Sessions 1 and 2 are already up there. All of the resources are available for download from our Google Drive. And if you have any questions or maybe missing the link, forgot where the Google Drive was, I'm sending an email out later this week with all those resources. And you, like I said, you can call me anytime. You can respond to that email with any questions. I'm sure if I don't have an answer right away, I will find out what the answer is and make sure you get it. All right. Thanks, guys.